Yo, what's up, YouTube? I hope everyone hears me loud and clear. What's up, Aaron? I already see you in the building. Again, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, hit that bell notification button as well so you'll be alerted whenever I drop new content. And if you like the video, share the video, smash that like button. All right. So Canelo Alvarez is fighting Dimitri Bivol this Saturday. It's gonna be on the zone, I believe, at 8 p.m. Eastern. The card starts. Um, so I am gonna do live commentary on the fight, but I'm just gonna do live commentary on the actual fight. So I'll make sure that I get back home in enough time to cover the actual fight. So I will be here Saturday. It's just that I won't be covering the entire card. You know, normally I get on here early and I cover the whole card, but I have a birthday event to go to. So I'll make sure that I get back on here as early as possible. All right. But I'll definitely be here in enough time to cover the actual fight. All right. So I wanted to do one last, like at least one last video on this fight because I did the breakdown. I've done a couple videos. If you haven't seen the breakdown of the fight, be sure to check that out. I put that out last week. And also I also did a video just basically talking about this fight and what it means to me. And I made a video rating or ranking Canelo's most his best matchups up to this point. So if you haven't seen that video, make sure you check out that video. I actually ranked like 1 to 10 his best matchups, not like the best fights, but like the best matchups before the fight as far as like level of difficulty for Canelo. So I did that video a few weeks back or last month. And so be sure to check that out. Shout out to everyone that's in the building. What's up, Aaron? What's up, Amazing? Andy, what's good? Will, AK, what's up? Light Skin Business, what's up? Camp Ish, what's up? Team Hazardous, what up, bro? What's good, man? I hope everything is good with you, man. It's been a minute. Yeah, we haven't chatted in a while, man. But I hope everything is good with you and the fam. Eddie Morales, what's going on, man? So let's talk about this fight and a few other things. And I really mainly wanted to make this video because I see the energy and I see like there's a lot of people that believe that Bivol is going to win this fight. I mean, I don't know what you guys are seeing on social media and everything, but I mean, from reading my comments, um, to listening to people and reading what I'm seeing on social media, there's a lot of Bivol supporters for this fight. And I don't even think they're like real, like they're not Canelo haters or anything like that. There's a lot of people that believe that Bivol has a great chance of winning this fight. And I've said this. If I go all the way back to when Canelo was leading up to fight a Sergey Kovalev, even, Bivol was one of the people that I said that Canelo would not fight. I've actually said that on camera at some point. I don't know. I don't remember. I don't remember when, but I said that Canelo would never fight Dimitri Bivol. And I said that because I I really praise Bivol really, really highly. Like I love this fight. Bivol is by far one of my favorite opponents for Canelo Alvarez. He's definitely my favorite fighter at 175. And I just love this fight. At one point, I didn't think Canelo would fight a guy like Bivol, but this is before his run at 168. This was before, probably even before the Sergey Kovalev fight. You know what I'm saying? Because I rate Bivol very high. Like I enjoy watching him. I think he has a lot of talent. I think he clearly brings more than anybody else at the division of 168. I think he brings more than all of those guys that not only Canelo fought, but even the ones that Canelo did not fight. I know a lot of people say that Canelo's ducking people like David Benavidez, but I personally believe that this matchup is a more dangerous one than David Benavidez. I know Benavidez is big. I know he throws a lot of punches. I think he's fun to watch, but I don't think he's as tough as people are saying. I think Bivol is a much more dangerous opponent for Canelo Alvarez. So being that I'm seeing a lot of people that believe that Bivol can take this fight, I wanted to talk about that because what if Canelo actually loses this fight? You know, what if he loses? Let's just say, like, you know, I don't think Canelo's getting knocked out. All right. So I'm just gonna throw that out the window. I don't think that's happening. I don't want to say it's impossible because we've seen wilder things, but I don't think it's happening, right? I don't believe that's part of the game plan of Bivol. You know, I mean, the best fighters he's fought, I mean, I think the best knockout win he has was against Sullivan Barrera, you know, a fight where he was dominating Barrera. But I'm just not expecting a Bivol knockout. I mean, Bivol is not that kind of puncher. Like, he's a good puncher. He can definitely crack, but he's not a concussive puncher, you know? Um, so I'm not expecting that, but I do think there's a good chance that he may win on points. Now, how the judges are going to look at it, that's a different story, you know, because of the close decisions that Canelo and the controversial decisions that he had in his career. A lot of people are saying, like, I believe somebody said that in the comments. I read one of y'all left a comment basically saying that you hope this isn't a robbery. All right. I can't find the comment, but I did read something like that. Um, a lot of people are gonna feel that way about Canelo fights, especially ones that they believe is gonna be competitive before the fight. All right. Plant was good. Saunders was good. You know, that's a fight I always wanted to see as well. Not on a level of this one, but I wanted to see that fight. Callum Smith was a good fighter. You know, all of these guys were good fighters, but none of them even going into the fight made me feel like they were gonna win. You know, Callum Smith, they try to sell the size. They had the face-offs that they put them two together, and you saw Callum Smith is like way up here, and Canelo's all the way down here, so small. But I knew that didn't matter because Callum Smith just didn't have the talent. He just didn't have the talent, you know. We saw that in a John Ryder fight. You know, he just didn't have the talent. And even the fights before that, I saw a George Groves fight. I thought it was a good win for him. You know, I saw the Rocky Fielding fight. I thought that was a good win. Those are good stoppages. But as far as talent, I'm talking about skill set. On a technical level, he was far below Canelo. Then you have Saunders, who on a technical and a skill level, he had it. You know, he had it. It's just that how was he going to deal with Canelo's pressure? And he did good until he got cracked, and then the fight was over. Same thing with Plant, another guy that's good skills, but didn't have the resume to hold up. Didn't look good in the later half of his fights that he won. Didn't really have the power to keep Canelo away. So I thought all of these fights were kind of really predictable. Whereas this one, it seems like Bivol comes with more than all of those guys. You know, I mean, we're comparing each one. I think Bivol comes with more. He's at a higher division, right? And even though he's not a big guy at 160, oh, I'm sorry, 175, he's a career light heavyweight. He's never fought below that. I know he's willing to come down, but Bivol is a superb fighter. He was a good amateur, great hand speed, respectable power, good boxing ability, and good volume. Not a guy that has great legs, but not a guy that just overly moves and tries to avoid his opponents in order to outpoint them. You know, he's not like a Caleb Plant who's just going to keep moving and moving. No, he's a guy that will fight you in the middle of the ring, in the center of the ring. Good hand speed, good combinations, a good variety of punches as well. Doesn't go to them, and I said in the breakdown, doesn't go to the body that much, but he makes up for that in other things that he can do. You know what I'm saying? And good defense, good reflexes. He's a good athlete. He's a good athlete. I just think he brings more than all of those guys, and he's a bigger guy. And I love the energy that I'm getting. I love to hear when I hear like guys that think Bivol is gonna win it, and you know Bivol has a good chance, or even saying people that saying Bivol is gonna get robbed. I love hearing all that because it makes for a good fight. This is not just no walk in the park for Canelo Alvarez. You know, this is a guy that I once thought that Canelo would not fight at one point. You know, So I love this fight. This is a great fight for me, regardless of the outcome. I just hope that it's a clean fight. I hope the judges do the right thing. Hopefully, we won't get robberies if it does go to a decision. You know, I just hope that everything goes well. I think it's going to be a good fight because Bivol is willing to let his hands go. He's not Caleb Plant. All right. He's not as slippery as Plant and Saunders, you know. He's willing to let his hands go and stand in front of you, you know, and trade a little bit, you know. So I like that this matchup. I think it's going to be his best matchup since the Triple G rematch. I think it's going to be his most, regardless, even if Canelo is to win by knockout. I think Bivol is going to give him a good run for the money for the amount, the time that the fight lasts. If the fight, if there is going to be a stoppage in this fight, I think that you know, I think Bivol is still going to give us a really good competitive fight. You know, I know Kovalev, and I think a lot of it has to do with distance. I think distance is a key thing here. Distance, punch output of Bivol, hand speed, counter punching, you know, just his technical ability overall. But he knows how to really control distance well and use that, you know, that minor reach and height advantage to his advantage in this fight. You know, I think he's going to be able to do it without having to move so much like some of the other fighters that we had in the past that fought Canelo, like Plant, like Lara. He don't have to do so much. He's going to be periods where he does move, but he doesn't need to do it like too much to where Canelo's going to have to chase him. I don't see Canelo really actually chasing him unless he has him hurt, you know. Um, so with all that being said, what if Canelo does lose this fight? Let's just say he lose. And if he loses, I think it's going to be a scorecard loss, you know. If he loses this fight, you know me, when it comes to losses, you know, I don't always feel that losses are the biggest thing in the world. I think this whole, you know, undefeated thing, again, you know, I've expressed plenty of time. I think Floyd Mayweather had a huge influence when it comes to that. We know that Canelo has lost before, but just to Floyd, he hasn't lost to anyone since then, regardless of how you felt about Lara or Triple G or whatever. If you lose a fight to a fighter that a lot of people feel that you have a good chance of losing to, it's not a big deal. You know, it's about how you lose. It's an embarrassing loss. Like I thought the Teofimo Lopez loss to George Kambosos was a bad loss. Not because it was just an upset when it comes to the odds. It's just the way he lost. Getting uh uh terrible instructions in the corner, poor preparation, you know, fighting, going into the fight, expecting an easy knockout and not really prepping for a 12-round fight. Those are bad losses to me. Canelo losing to Bivol is not some way of being exposed. Remember, even though he's won a title up at 175 before, this is actually his official run up at 175. He didn't have much at 168. He didn't have much in that weight division before the Kovalev fight. So this is the beginning of his real run up there. The Kovalev fight was just a thing. Kovalev was older, coming off of a fight. It was an opportunity to win a title in another division. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same thing. This is your real opportunity to see what you can do at 175. This is your true test at one of the best and one of the most proven fighters who's still young, who's still fresh. You guys are the same age. He's undefeated. You know, he's not coming off of some kind of bad performance or anything. No, he's not coming off of a layoff. He's had a couple fights last year. So this is a real test. And I think when you lose, if you are to lose someone like that, it doesn't mean that you got exposed as a fighter. You're fighting an elite fighter that is fresh, that's still in his prime. That's not a bad loss. You're taking a challenge by going up to take this fight. This is a challenge. I see it as a challenge. You know, I don't know what everybody else is seeing it as, but for the most, I've never seen so many people or heard for so many people, I don't know, this is a tough fight. Or I think Bivol's gonna take it. I haven't heard so many people say it since Triple G rematch. You know, I heard some people think that Plant's gonna take it. You know, or Saunders is too slick. I heard some people, but not in a way like this fight. Not like the same kind of injury that we're getting in this fight. It's a little different this time around, at least to me. So I don't think if you were to take a loss, you know, and I mean like a legit clear loss, like the judges scored it against Canelo. If we're gonna take it, I don't think it's the worst loss in the world. You know, they're probably gonna run it back or something like that. But I think this is a real challenge, you know, and if Canelo can't get, if he struggles to get close that gap and and get in range, you know, because Bivol is just popping that jab and moving when he needs to and staying out of danger. If Bivol can find a way to be consistent and keep Canelo out of range, similar to what Kovalev did, but in much better fashion while landing power punches, it's going to be a tough one. If this goes to distance, this is going to be a very controversial decision. It may be. It's going to be one of those close ones, man. We might get a draw. We might get a split decision win. You know, that's the way I'm looking at it. What's up, Boxing Gyms, man? What's good? Shout out to Boxing Gyms in the building. One of the best out there, man. And I need y'all to really subscribe to my guy, man. I know I praise him a lot, but I really need y'all to follow him because if you like breakdowns, you gotta go and subscribe to him. And you know, you just do. You know, you gotta. If you love breakdowns, if you love analysis, subscribe to Boxing Gems because he's giving you what I'm giving you, but he's showing you the footage. You know what I'm saying? And he does it in his own way. I was listening to Boxing Gems video yesterday. Actually meant to hit you up and tell you this. I was listening to his breakdown of one of the upcoming fights. It might have been who's fighting next week? You got Charlo and Castano. Okay, I was listening to him talking about Boots, and he was listening to Boots, and he was talking about Boots and Castillo. The thing about Boxing Gym, I can tell he has experience in boxing because he knows how to. He knows the terms for certain things that I see, but he actually knows the terms better. Like I can tell he has the experience, and that's why I listen to him because I'm learning while I'm listening. Like he sees the exact same things I see, but he explains it in a way where it comes with the experience he has. You know what I'm saying? Whereas me, I learn a lot from, even though I've boxed before, my experience is based on just studying and studying and watching the film and watching the film. That's how I get my experiences, from just constantly watching boxing, glued to it. I grew up fighting and came from a fighting family, but a martial arts family. So my experience is different from boxing. I've learned boxing from like how you listen to the, you know, like the analyst that's with the fighters, you know, doing the commentary in a fight. It's this that's my lane. You know, I'm never gonna try to be that guy that's gonna dip in the lane of the real fighters that really know their stuff. But some of the real fighters don't study the sport neither. You know what I'm saying? They don't really study the fighters like that. They just tell you what they feel because they don't study it. They just good at what they do. You know, but shout out to Boxing Gyms, man. Real talk. That's like, you know, that's like my favorite channel right now. And the one and only few left that I listen to, man. Real talk. One of the very few I listen to at this point. I just don't have it to listen to many channels anymore. And then also shout out to my man, Charles Edward Cheese, man. Hit me with that big 500, man. Was good, man. Thank you, man. You already know what's up, man. Thank you very much, man. And I always tell you, whenever you know you want to hit me up outside of this, you know where to find me, man. Hit me on that email, hit me on the IG or whatever. because I would love to personally thank and give you something, you know, in return for all that you've done for the channel and support. All right, real talk. And but thank you, Charles Edward Cheese, and shout out to Boxing Gyms as well. So yeah, let's get back to this fight. Um, I love this fight, man. I can't wait to see it Saturday. And I think if it does go to the scorecards, it's gonna be one of those ones. You know, we just got Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor last week. I really believe it's gonna be one of those ones. I could be wrong. You know, I think Canelo could win on decisions or by knockout. I don't know what Bivol is gonna do with Canelo's body shots. The one reason why I picked Canelo out of all of it, like at the end of it all. The reason why I still pick Canelo is because I've seen what he was able to do against, you know, consistently fighting great talent, from the southpaws to the slick fighters to the aggressive fighters, the come forward guys, the volume punchers. You know, some of the best like Triple G, you know, just straight like Terminators like him, to the very slickness of Floyd, to the movers like Lara. I've always seen that he found a way to, if not win the fight, to make it competitive. You know what I'm saying? Even if I didn't always agree with the decisions, he's always kind of found a way. And the one part of Bivol, as good as he does look, and guys like Joe Smith Jr. and Sullivan Barrera and John Pascal, all good fighters. Shout out to John Pascal, he's a good guy. I remember, I don't know if you guys were here back then, but I ran into John Pascal when I was out in Vegas the week of Floyd and Pacquiao fought, and we had some drinks, man. Real good guy. Same week I met Mike McCallum. He was out there with Antonio Tarver, and I ran into him, and I took a photo. I think I still might have it up on my IG, but real good, cool guy, man. We had a good time with John Pascal. He's real cool. But going back to what I was saying, those guys are good fighters, but they don't have the talent that some of the guys that Canelo faced. They don't have that talent like some of those guys, you know. And you know, it's the little things that Canelo is doing. Like when he faints, right? You know how like some fighters overly faint, you know, they're just going like this, and the feint don't work because it's like, I don't believe, you got to make the fighter believe the feint. You know, where Canelo does it, you don't expect it. It's like it's like almost like throwing an actual punch with him. Like his game is different. You know, I'm looking at the TV because I was watching a little bit of the Triple G fight, the rematch, and his feints, from the changing levels, from the head movement, keeping the head off the line. You know, when I see him doing this exercise, I just like, the guy is really good at what he does. And there's going to be those hooks to the body that I feel like Bivol, being that he has to be in the fight, I don't think he's going to just win the fight off just movement. He has to actually stand his ground, and I think he will. But what are you going to do when you get those shots connected to the body? You know, how are you going to be able to handle that? You know, guys like Joe Smith Jr., just too stationary, too, you know, good 1-2 puncher, a lot of power, but you know what he's bringing, right? Pascal, a little past it, but he has a lot of power. He does have some good hand speed. He's kind of awkward too, but I don't see these guys at the level as the guys that Canelo was able to dominate, you know, just finding ways. And I think Bivol is in for a rude awakening, because the way that he's won against guys because he was always superior as far as boxing IQ, like far superior. You know what I'm saying? I never seen him fight anyone that has the boxing mind anywhere near as Canelo. I don't even need to go with Canelo. Let's just say a better Biev, or Alexander, what's his name? Alexander Vozik, the guy that better Biev beat, right? Those guys were really, really good. You know, I know Vozik is done. He's retired. But he was really, really good. Like, I think I would rate him over the guys that Bivol beat. You know, obviously, better Biev, I would rate them. You know, those guys are just different levels. And Bivol fought some really good fighters. And listen, based on the eye test, I can see what he's capable of. But what do you do when you're getting countered? What do you do when you take a good hook to the body? Like, I've never seen Bivol in that space. Only seen him get caught with a couple big right hands for Joe Smith Jr. And he ate them well. Some of them, you know, rocked him a little bit, but he was able to recover. You know, he never got badly hurt. He's never been knocked down. I just feel like he's going to really be tested. And on his defense, you can always say, well, maybe because he's fighting Canelo now, maybe he's going to step it up. You know, fighters fight on a level of their opponents all the time. So maybe he hasn't fought a guy on a level of Canelo where he can bring his very best and bring out some of the things that we've never seen before. So maybe that'll happen too in his defense. You know what I'm saying? But I haven't seen it. He might have a whole nother bag of tricks. You know, I said that about Shakur Stevenson when he went to fight Jamel Herring. When he fought Jamel Herring, people were like, he's boring. He don't stop this guy. Look at the fight with Nakatiya. Then when he fought Jamel Herring, he stepped it up. You know, he recently stepped it up again against Oscar Valdez. You know? So yeah, it's all about, at least with Canelo, it's proven. Whereas Bivol, there's probably some unanswered questions there on what he's willing to deal with. He seems to be pretty durable, but I ain't never really seen anyone go to his body like that. You know? Even the guys that pressured him and had him against the ropes, I ain't never seen anyone go to his body the way that Canelo do. This is one of the top body punchers that's out there. You know, he's top 3 out there. Wherever you got Canelo, as far as body punching, he's top 3. I know Errol Spence is one of the best guys out there too. You know, we just got to wait and see. Yo, shout out everyone that's in the building, man. Make sure if you are here, make sure you guys smash that like button, man. And thank you for everyone that's donated. Yeah, I just think I can't wait to see this fight, man, because I can see Bivol's speed and just, you know, his jab and his counters and his combination being an issue for Canelo. And I think when this fight starts, you'll see it in the first couple rounds. You know what I'm saying? I think you're going to really see how good he is in the first 2 or 3 rounds. And I think there's going to be some issues. Canelo's going to have some issues early. But Canelo's one of the fighters like the Buds in the world and the Usyks. You know, Usyk, Bud, and Canelo are great at starting slow. Lomachenko as well. They don't necessarily dominate the first 1 or 2 rounds. They want to see what you got. You know, they want to get used to what you're throwing at them. And then that's when they start really walking you down, countering you. Because everything at this point becomes repetitive, you know. And I think Bivol, I can see that happening. But let's say Canelo really doesn't really get it together at some point. Let's say if he doesn't, I can see it being a tough decision, man. I can see it, man. I can definitely see it. There's a lot of people that I respect that believe that Bivol has a chance of winning this fight. I think he does. I got Canelo winning, but don't be surprised if this is the one. And if this is the one, I don't think it's like a fight that you would shame the loser. You know, I don't think if Canelo is to lose this one, you're going up to 175, you fight Bivol, you lose a decision, probably going to rematch him, you know, depending on how it looks. I don't think he's going to get dominated, but I do believe that if Canelo is to lose, it's going to be close. And I still think that it's not a bad loss at all. You know, you ran up, what do? You still have many, many other options when you go back down 168. You got Charlo still there, you know, you got Benavidez, you know, the PBC guys. And let's talk about that. I didn't put it in the title because I don't, at this point on my channel, I don't want to entertain too much BS, right? I saw, the stuff about Errol Spence, that they sent them an offer to fight Errol at like a catch weight of 164. Something about him fighting Jamal Charlo as well. Look, man, I've gone back to my roots. If it's not a real fight, I'm not going to entertain it. You know what I'm saying? If it's not, I'm drinking some wine, by the way. La Vida Boxio. If it's not a real fight, I'm not going to entertain it. I'm not going to entertain something that I really don't want. All right. I want Spence to fight Bud. That's the priority. Now if they want to throw a bunch of money at Canelo and get something else, whatever. That kind of reminds me of Mikey Garcia going up to fight Spence and avoiding Lomachenko, who's right there in his division. It's kind of like Kell Brook going up to Triple G when he has Errol Spence, who was his mandatory at the time, right there. Now you got to come back down and wait and take care of business. Nah, I don't want that. I made a video a long time ago. You guys search it. Search BoxingWave, Errol Spence, Canelo Alvarez. I did a video like 2-3 years ago. All right. I was in a car and I remember that video because I had just bought this MacBook that I'm on right now. So I always remember that video. But I made a video about that. And no, I don't want it. I don't want it. I know it'd be a good money for Errol and everything, but take care of your business, man. You at 147. The other guys at 147, y'all both top 5 pound for pound fighters or whatever. Yo, just get it on, man. There's no more games. You know what I'm saying? There's no more games. And I know anyone will want to fight Canelo, but that's not realistic to me. You going up to 164 at a catch weight, you come back to 147, you're not going to be the same. Even if that's if you can even make 147. And I don't want you coming back down risking getting your face smashed in like Kell Brook did when he fought Triple G. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear no excuses. I don't want it to be a Roy Jones thing, going up to heavyweight, coming out, getting knocked down by Tarver. I don't want none of that, man. If it's not a real fight, we don't even need to entertain. That's why I didn't put it in the title. I knew I was going to talk about it, but I'm not trying to invite a whole bunch of people, fanboys here. I get it. Like, for the bag, I get it. Because Canelo's going to sell out. Errol going to sell out, especially if they have the fight in Dallas Stadium. That's going to be crazy. I get it for the money. But for the matchup itself, this is a step back for Canelo. And I'm not even hating on Spence because I'm going to say the same thing about Bud. If I found out that Bud was going to 164 to fight Canelo Alvarez at a catch weight, no. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. There's weight divisions for a reason. Bud is a great fighter. My personal favorite. Spence is up there too with me. Hell no. I don't want neither one of them fighting Canelo at nothing. Period. It is a mismatch for the both of them. Great fighters. You might want to say that Bud is more skilled and whatever. You could say there's weight divisions for a reason. There's weight divisions for a reason. Yeah, I remember when Floyd and Triple G, everybody was calling Triple G overrated years back. You might feel that way. Some of you might feel that way. That's cool. But, I remember when people wanted, Floyd to go up to 160 fight Triple G. And I was like, nah, not at all. I don't want to see that shit. No way. Floyd's a great fighter. And I've seen him do some amazing things. But there's weight classes for a reason. No. And Triple G was younger at that time. No, I already see where this is going. I made a rant about Rigondeaux fighting Lomachenko because Lomachenko haters wanted Rigo or somebody to expose him so bad that they lost all sense of reality. And I'm telling y'all, I was making videos. That's a stupid ass fight. It's a mismatch. Not just because of size, though. It's because of their styles. Lomachenko, both two-time gold medalists. I get it. Two of the greatest amateurs of all time. That is a horrible stylistic matchup for Guillermo Rigondeaux. And guess what? We saw it. And then I made a follow-up video saying, I told y'all embarrassed one of our greatest fighters by pushing a fight that didn't make sense. He believed in the hype. The promoters believed in the hype. They threw him in there with Lomachenko, and Lomachenko toyed with him, made him, oh, I got an injury. I'm quit. I'm not coming out of my corner. No, we see why you're not coming out of your corner. So don't let these fools go on the internet gas you. Don't let them do it. I've seen it. I just gave y'all like 5 examples. Canelo, he got business to take care of. Spence, you just proved how good he is still after the accident, after the eye injury. Hasn't lost a step. Bud just beat Sean Porter. Let's stop. Let's get to Canelo. Nah. Stay your ass right at 147. Take that Bud fight and let's get it going. We ain't doing none of that. Oh, we're gonna move up to a decision. No, and come back. Nah, we've seen it happen too many times. We're not gonna do it. So I'm glad that fight didn't happen. And I wasn't gonna make no video about it because it's not a real fight. It's an offer that was made. It didn't go down. I know Canelo said that he's gonna leave himself open for the offer because it is a lot of money. It is a lot of money. And they're gonna make that money. They're gonna make that money. That's gonna be crazy in Dallas. I'm still trying to make I'm still trying to make it down there to see a fight. I'm gonna go at some point. But yeah, come on, man. Nah, man. It's not. Spence gonna get beat up, man. There's weight classes for a reason. And I know he's bigger, walking around bigger. I know he might walk around at 180 and 190. That's when he was blowing up. He ain't blowing up no more. He ain't gonna be walking around at no 180, 190 no more. That's over. Them days are done. Even if he goes up to 154. He's staying focused right now. He's already, he's not gonna blow up no more. Invisible Bully, thank you for the donation, man. How is Bivol different from Triple G? Plenty. Different jabs, completely different jabs. Triple G off just to start. He has a high volume jab, a lot of power behind the jab. Okay. And he also uses as a counter. If you notice, he throws his jab with his left hand covering his face. That's how he's able to gain distance. He's a front foot heavy fighter. He doesn't fight that well on the back foot. You know what I'm saying? So he's either trying to fight you in the middle of the ring or coming forward, but he's not a guy that's gonna adjust and fight on his back foot and set traps. Bivol is. Okay. Bivol is, Bivol comes in, throws in more combinations, Triple G, more like a 1-2 guy, it doesn't, when he mixes it up, he's a little bit more, I don't want to say he's more accurate. It's just his whole punch arsenal is completely different from Bivol. I see why you asked me that, because I heard Canelo say something about like he's similar. And I also heard a few people say that. I really don't think they're similar. I think their styles are completely different. Bivol's a little slicker. He's a little bit more elusive, by the way. Whereas Triple G is a just come forward right there in your face type of guy. Has probably the best chin in boxing, so doesn't really mind getting hit and taking some punches. Just not similar to me. I don't know. I've hearing people say that, but completely different styles, completely different strategies. Not the same guy, man. El Chivo asked me, boxing weight thoughts on Joe Smith Jr. against Better BF. I got Better BF, man. I got it. I like the fight though because Joe Smith do got the power. You know, kind of reminds me of Better BF when he fought is it Callum Johnson? If I hope I'm saying this. Excuse me, Callum Johnson. I hope I'm saying his name right. Had a lot of power. Not much boxing ability, but a guy that just came in and just had crazy knockout power, was able to drop Better BF. So it kind of reminds me of that fight. I think Joe boxes a little bit better than him and sets punches up a little bit better. But I got Better BF, man. Just too technical, more skill. I like the adjustments he can make. You know, again, he's a guy that could fight on the back foot and set the traps. And you know, just be a little, he can adjust to being more pressure of a more what's the word, a patient fighter, you know, where Joe Smith is like he's coming at you type of dude, you know what I'm saying? Not Callum Smith, Callum Johnson, a guy that Better BF fought and knocked out a few years back. Good puncher, knocked down Better BF in that fight. All right, good fight though, good fight. I can't wait to see it. Yeah. Ivan asked a good question. Yo, Wave, after Triple G Dree, what would I like to see Canelo do? Well, if he is to beat Triple G, which I'm expecting him to in the trilogy, if he beats Triple G again, um, I guess I would like for him to unify again with the winner of Better BF and Joe Smith Jr. You know, Better BF is already unified. I guess whoever wins that fight and whoever's holding 3 titles or whatever, I think that's the way to go. You know, try to become undisputed in 2 different weight classes. I think he would be the first to be undisputed in 2 different weight classes in the 4 title era. So yeah. Um, So yeah, Jake Paul against Nico Ali Walsh. I think Jake Paul is much bigger. I think Jake Paul fights as a cruiserweight, so I would expect him to win just off the strength that he's much bigger. Um, yeah, there's not really much I could really say about that. So yeah, I think I covered what I really wanted to say here. I think I'm probably not going to be on live after the weigh-in. I'm expecting them both to make weight without a problem. Canelo's moving up. Uh, and Bivol has always been a fit guy, very dedicated uh, fighter. You know what I'm saying? He's not living a wild life on the edge out in between fights. So I think he's gonna be good. I think Canelo's gonna be good at the weigh-in. Thank God that there's no catch weight. There's no rehydration clause or anything like that. And I'm happy that they're fighting at 175 because I know Bivol was willing to come down to 168, but I didn't want that to happen because Bivol has never came down to 168 as a pro. Even if you feel like you could and be fine, why do it if you don't have to do it? You know what I'm saying? Um, so yeah, I really didn't I really didn't have I like that he's fighting at 175 as a true 175 fighter. Uh Christian got Joe Smith Jr. I see you. Time is not on the side. Yeah, he is getting up there. Is he 38 already? I thought he was like 36. Maybe you're right though. I haven't checked. Um Yeah, MAW asks if am I ever gonna get a panel going for convo? Yeah, it's been a while since I had you guys just jump on, but as far as like an actual panel, like with other channels, yeah, I've definitely planned on doing some work with Boxing Gems. Me and him already talked about it, so I'm actually going on vacation next week, so this is why I'm trying to be as active as possible. I'm going to Mexico the very next morning after the Canelo fight. Ironic. It's not even like on some Cinco de Mayo thing or anything like that. I'm actually just going to Mexico for vacation, so I won't be here most of next week. And if I don't have great Wi-Fi, which usually you don't when I travel, I probably won't drop any content while there. So I will definitely be away. And I probably won't be dropping any content until like Friday of next week. All right. So but I do plan on doing more work with other channels in the future and having guests here. And I'm working on that. I actually have some things on the way. I just don't want to say it. But I have some things in the works right now. And I plan on doing some things. So I don't want to say anything now because I want to work. I'm working on doing an interview with someone. I'm going to start doing more interviews, but I'm working on getting someone specifically to do my first one with. So I don't want to say the name because I don't want it to not work out, but I'm working on that. All right. So yeah, I have a lot of things going. And yeah. Yeah. Carmen de Plaza or Playa. That's where I'm going. Going right there. So yeah, near the Cancun area. I'll be out there for the whole week next week. So this will be my first time going to Mexico. I've never been to Mexico before. And I'm going with family, but we're not like a family trip thing. It's like, we're going to turn up. We're going to have a lot of fun. So it's gonna be one of those kind of parties. I'm gonna be in Tulum one of the days, and it should be a good time. So I was gonna tell you guys in the community because I didn't want people looking for me all next week because I'm gonna do the Canelo fight this weekend. I'll probably do one video, like just a review, and then I won't be able to do any content until I come back. Yeah, but me and Boxing Gems plan on collaborating for sure. And I do plan on doing some other work with a few other people, but yeah. Anything else going on you guys want to chat about? Anything else? I'm trying to think for this Canelo fight. I'm trying to think there's anything else to really address. Not really. I think I'm good. The breakdown is out. Check that out. I'm working on a Tony Yoka, Martin Bacoli breakdown. I just didn't have enough time to like really do some real film study yet. Like I tried to get some in today, but I just been really busy with work. But I want to do that breakdown. That'll be the final breakdown for next weekend fight. So hopefully I could get that out by tomorrow night, if not Friday morning. And then we're gonna go on with the next week after, which I believe is let's see. Let's look at the schedule. Let's look at the box. Let me pull it up real quick while we all here. And if you guys have any questions, let me know. I'm definitely still reading the comments. All right, so Jamel Charlo and Brian Castano rematch breakdown is already up, so be sure to check that out. All right, I did that a few days ago, and also the Jaron Ennis Castillo Clayton breakdown is out too, so be sure to check that out. I think I might do a breakdown or at least a prediction video for David Benavidez and David Lemieux. They're going to be fighting on the 21st. All right. Hopefully I can try to squeeze that one out before I leave on my trip. And I also want to squeeze like a short prediction video for Joshua Buatsi against Craig Richards, which is on the 21st. And then after that, I got to do a breakdown on Tank versus Rolly Romero. All right. And then we'll go on from there. I think June 4th. That's all the fights for May. Somebody asked me about Arislandi Lara. Lara is going to be fighting Solomon on the undercard of Tank and Rolly. All right. And then Stephen Fulton is fighting Daniel Roman in June, which is a good fight. That's a good fight. I'll definitely do a breakdown for that fight. And then George Kambosos against Devin Haney. I do not look forward to I don't look forward to doing a breakdown for that fight. because I'm not sure who's gonna win that one. Not sure. I'm not sure. I don't feel confident. I think Haney should win, but it'll be close. I don't think that's a good fight for him, an easy fight for him, especially because he's going to be fighting Australia. I feel like everything is against him, but we're not going to make any excuses. I actually do think that's a legit tough fight to call as far as predicting how the outcome is going to go. All right, and I normally try to roll with how I think the judges are going to look out at the fight. That's going to be a tough one. I think Haney is going to win the fight, but I don't know if he's going to actually win the fight. And I think it's going to be a lot of swing rounds in there. But I like that fight. It's good. It's going to be a good one. All right. Anyway, all right. I'm going to get out of here, man. I'm going to get some rest, man. I'm going to just chill. I'm going to finish drinking the rest of my wine. And I think, yeah, Jims, I agree with you. Haney's lack of KO power making my money nervous in Australia. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah. And, you know, what's his name? Kambosos is quick. We know he has one hell of a chin. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'll stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for that. All right. And the thing is, though, see, now you're gonna pull me into this fight. You gotta understand that I know Haney doesn't have the power that Tio does, right? So I'm not expecting him to drop Kambosos or anything like that, or even hurt him. But Haney is much more disciplined than Teofimo Lopez. You know, I think I don't want to take anything away from Kambosos because it was a great win, but everything was all wrong for Teofimo Lopez that night. Everything. His preparation was his coaching, his preparation. You know, they had like 5 to 6 reschedules. Business was all messed up. Personal life is all messed up. It just everything came together for Kambosos that night, you know, and it was still very close. It was still very close, you know. I think Devin's different. You know, he doesn't have the power, but he has the boxing ability. He has the volume. He has great stamina, great endurance. You know what I'm saying? He's disciplined. You know, he stays in shape. He stays focused. He's coming to fight for 12 rounds at a high level, which Teofimo did not. All right. So it's a different fight. Can't wait to speak about it. Yeah. So anyway, I'm out of here, man. Y'all have a good night. I'm gonna chill out, drink my wine, and relax for the rest of the night. And not sure I'm gonna bring in content tomorrow. I've been trying to like keep it accurate every day or almost every day. I do have something to go out to tomorrow night, but you know, just be on the lookout. I might drop something tomorrow. All right, might be Yoka and Martin Bacoli. I kind of like that fight a little bit. All right, y'all have a good night, y'all. Peace.